Hello guys, welcome back to the channel. This behind me is a 2010 Dodge Avenger. It's having some issues. It's blowing power steering pump lines off. No matter how much we clamp it down, what clamps we use, it's just constantly blowing power steering lines off. So we're going to go through some things, and the first thing is checking to see if the power steering lines are clogged at all, and I'm going to take you with me to do that. So this right here is where it kept on blowing off. You see, it was just on there, and whenever I start it, anytime any pressure is put on it, it just blows off completely. Just bang, no warning or anything. But I did notice I was using hose clamps. I'm not gonna try that next time. I'm gonna try using actual clamps. But the first thing to get done is I'm gonna put some air through it and see if I'm able to get anything. I'm gonna put some air through this and see if I can be able to get any power steering out the other end. I believe this right here is the return. So I'm gonna get some pliers. I'm gonna take this valve off. So when I'm able to blow, I'm actually gonna try to blow through this and see if any liquid comes out. The thing I was just showing you, which is, you pan out on this car. This car is falling apart. That's why I'm repairing it. On this car, it's right here. So get vice grips or pliers. Pliers are probably better, but I just couldn't find any, so vice grips will work. I'm gonna pinch things together here. Vice grips. Actually, vice grips looks like they're working well. Oh, I'm gonna wiggle it back and forth. I'm actually maybe able to pull the hose off right now. There, that did it. Let's try to pull that hose off now. So I'm just gonna start by trying to pry this off. This car has over 200,000 miles on it, and I do not know if this has ever been removed. There. Okay. So by the looks of it, I stick my finger. So my pinky looks like it's pretty clean. If I stick it in there, not actually much fluid, but I'm just gonna kind of rub it off because I'm about to put my mouth on it and blow on it. So I'm gonna move the camera down to the bottom, where it usually leaks out, to see if I get anything coming out there. Here I go. Power steering fluid tastes bad. Never try it. Okay, look at that leak. My power steering is not clogged. I was able to blow that out there. I blew out that line I just pulled off. And the thing is, since there's power steering there, I know that the other line's not clogged. So I believe I know it's good. I do believe I know there's no bad lines, because the power steering pump supplies it through here, and it goes through its system, and it goes down here to the cooler. So the cooler had power steering in it, which means the supplying was working. That means I think I just tested the other half of the system by blowing in this return line. So I'm gonna put this return line back on and use the vice grips to put it back on. I'll do that off camera so it's easier. But I'm gonna put this back on, and I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna address the power steering cooler down there in a minute. Okay, so one thing I noticed is that there are hose clamps on here, like PVC hose clamps or whatever, hose clamps, and I'm really feeling like that's probably not going to be good enough to hold all the pressure of the power steering. They do still have their actual clamps back here, so I'm, long story short, just gonna put everything back the way it was before, because this is like something somebody else did. So I'm gonna try to put everything back the way it was before they put all these hose clamps on it. As you can see, I have everything put back on with the standard things instead of the hose clamps it came with. Now, you might be, well, actually, first, what I'm going to do in a minute is I have some more power steering fluid. I got to put it in and bleed the system, because that was at the bottom of everything, so everything just leaked back out. So I gotta put some more in and bleed the system. If you have the same trouble at blowing off and you have to bleed the system again, I'm not going to show you that because that'll make the video way too long, and there are other videos on how to do that. What I will say is you might be like wondering, like, what on earth did I just do there to make everything the way it was? And think of it like this: the power steering system goes in a loop, and it starts at the reservoir, and it goes, that container, and it goes to the power steering pump, and it goes from power steering pump to the cooler and all around. Now, it always goes in one order. So what happened was, I knew the cooler was getting power steering fluid from the power steering pump, which means that side of everything is good. However, I didn't know from the power steering pump back to the reservoir was, power steering cooler back to the reservoir was good. So what I did is I blew backwards in it to find air and fluid coming out the power steering cooler, meaning that the rest of that is good. So I believe there's no clog. And I just now learned, like just right now, this cooler isn't the original cooler. I've never worked on coolers like this before, but that's not the original cooler. So yeah, apparently the original cooler got damaged. So I think that actually might be a problem. So I already bled the system, put the new stuff in it, and I'm gonna try to jump start it. It is the next day. Let me just catch you up on what happened real quickly, because a lot has happened, but I didn't really feel like I was gonna be able to fix it, so I didn't end up videotaping. But I'll tell you what happened. I tried it out after trying to jump start it, and it blew off. It blew off twice. I tried it again and again, and then I realized, I got word that the cooler right here, this cooler right here is not the original cooler. It's a cooler that apparently the guy who had this before me bought, because that cooler had gone bad. And so I end up getting a new line. This is unnecessary, but I got a new line, and you can see right there, I just removed the cooler. This right here goes back to the reservoir, and I just removed the cooler all together. Now you might be thinking, okay, that's gonna like damage the car, right? Well, if I go on a long road trip, it might. Some cars don't even have them in there. That was more like an upgraded feature on an Avenger, especially. This is like, I think, the top model you could buy for Avengers. So it had like all the upgraded features, like all the heated seats, electronic moving seats, whatever. But long story short, I just completely cut that out, and it works now. Let me see if I can start it for you. Works perfectly fine. So this is the return hose to the reservoir. It's ran like that right now, but I'm going to fix that. I do not have a cap for this. It did not come with a cap, so I need a cap. But yeah, that's what solved my power steering issue. It looks like it's not leaking at all. I haven't really looked at it in the day. It looks like it's not leaking at all though. So I gotta zip tie this back up, make sure nothing drags, and that's pretty much it for the power steering. So is that right there. Alright, thank you guys for watching. I really hope you enjoyed this video. If you have, please subscribe, please like, please comment any questions you have, or any piece of advice you think that I can use. So the purpose of this video was I could not find anything on a hose that was blowing off on your car for a power steering. So it ended up being maybe one of these three things. One is it's clogged. I heard some people say that being clogged can make it blow off. It was not clogged, as you see. As you saw earlier in the video, I tested it. Number two is the clamps. They can go bad and they can get weak, and so you can replace them. Number three, actually there might be four things. Number three is a stretched hose. If the hose end is just a little bit bigger than it's supposed to be, it can, or the hose is hard, it just needs replaced, it can constantly blow off. Or number 4, perhaps you tried putting a new cooler on it and it just was the wrong cooler, because that cooler, I kept on thinking, why is it only that one hose that's blowing off? And it turns out it's because that was the hose that fed power steering fluid through the cooler, so that was too much pressure, so it just blew off. So I'm gonna get a new power steering cooler as soon as I can. But yep, it's still running. Thanks for watching. Like I said, like, subscribe. Really hope this helps. Have a good day.